Welcome to Lord Fussington's walkthrough of the critically acclaimed game Demon Souls. I'm your walkthrough master, Lord Fussington, and this is Maiden Astraea of Valley of Defilement 5-3. Indeed, there is only the boss to contend with. Well, that's not necessarily true. It's just 5-3 is very small, and it's really just a pit that leads to a fog gate. And Maiden Astraea is protected by Garl Vinland, who may very well be her lover, if any of you are interested in that sort of thing. I'm not. I plan to kill him, and then she will commit suicide, and it's going to be majestic. But, you know, these things happen. It's part of the game, so don't feel too bad for her. She's a terrible person. Or I've decided that she is. So head down here. There is a lot of lore actually about her, and if you feel the need to read it, by all means go right ahead, but I will certainly not be summarizing today. You don't have to take the ladder if you don't want to. I don't plan to, obviously, because I just jumped down. That's in the past now. Anyway, head through the fog gate, and this is the boss fog gate, of course. And here we go. The music is fantastic here. It's actually a great fight. Let me just try not to ruin it. Those are bodies. They're dead, so rather corpses. That's Maiden Astraea. She sat in a pool of blood, as well as swamp, so she must smell fantastic. And she's holding a light. That's Garl Vinland. He's very well protected. You can see the armor, but still going to stab him in the face and see if it works. Alright, so let's get on with this. There are depraved ones. Not really worrisome because they're basically just worshipping the maiden, so I tend to just stab them in the back. Now if you don't know how to stab in the back, or rather perform a backstab, simply get behind the opponent and stab. Brilliant. It works out every time, but you have to be slightly to the left or else it won't. So that's where Garl Vinland is currently standing. Now if I go around though, because I'm going to go get this crystal gecko. If I go around, he'll actually spawn at the bottom of, so sort of right in front of Maiden Astraea. So that's kind of where I want to fight him. But the cliff edge is fine. In fact, when he respawns as a black phantom, he will be at that cliff edge. So you will have to eventually fight him there. If you don't want to fight Garl Vinland at this point as a black phantom, you will have to fight him when he's a black phantom. Pure white world tendency. See how he's running down the hill now? If you don't want to fight him, you should kill Maiden Astraea here. Okay? So if you kill her first, he'll just sort of bow his head or something and just stand there. You can kill him, or you can just leave, come back, and his items will be in that spot, okay? At the cliff edge. So this is a great vantage point if you want to use a bow and a couple hundred arrows. You just have to be able to, not even a couple hundred really, at this point. You should be at a high enough level that you can manage, assuming that you generally use a bow or you have a good amount of strength or dexterity. So that's a great spot. You can kill her easily. She does heal herself, so you have to be able to do enough damage that you counter her heal. Okay? So that's a very simple method. The more difficult method is to fight Garl Vinland, because he has high defense and he hits quite hard. So I'm gonna opt to do that. But he's incredibly manageable if you just know his attack patterns, which are simplistic. So, okay. Now he has Bramd or whatever the fuck it's called. So he'll smash that to the ground. and then that gives you the opportunity to slash him because he's recovering. If you have a good shield, you can block the attack as well. So he'll never actually come back up here. So this is pretty much where you want to fight him. So here you can actually hit several times and he'll keep flinching, and then you want to roll away at your last little bit of stamina. So that is the attack method, which you'll see. I end up doing it a little bit later once I figure out the pattern, because it's been a while since I fought him. Yeah, and he attacks one-handed or two-handed. You know, two-handed he has it takes even longer for him to recover. And he switches back and forth. About the area. Now, the swamp here is, instead of causing poison, it causes plague. You don't really want to... I'm not going to pick up the items in this video. I'm going to pick up the items in the White World Tendency video when I return and kill Black Phantom Garl Vinland. So, and inside the swamp are plague babies. You can make your own assumptions about them. And that's really it. And you very much slow down, and you know they can do quite a bit of damage in the plague. So you don't want to spend too much time in there. In fact, you should just try to stay to the cliff edge and only worry about the items after the boss fight. Okay. So I think here I start doing it correctly. That is not correctly. That is taking a hit to the face. So see how I'm getting a couple of shots in now? So that's what you want to do. You just basically always roll out of his away from his attack, and then he'll smash the ground and have to recover, and then you can hit a couple of times. It's actually very easy. It's quite cheap, but it's perfectly viable. You know, the other way is the other way I've done is the homing soul arrow way, where you force him to make the attack and then put the homing soul arrow or cast a spell, or maybe a little bit before that. So you've just got to have that timing down, because if he blocks it, it's useless. So you have to get it when you have to make sure the homing soul arrows will fire when he smashes the ground. So that's the other way to do it, or the other way I've done it. I haven't tried anything else, to be honest. Oh, I've tried using fire. That's a really long fight, actually. So, you know, he's dead in no time, really. And by no time, I mean about 4 minutes. I think that's how much. I can't remember. Or rather, I just didn't pay attention. So, that's Garl Vinland. Just force him to attack, and then roll away. He'll smash the ground, and then you attack him several times. Wait until you have a little bit of stamina left, and then roll backwards, because he'll flinch every time you attack him. So she's committed suicide now. If you've decided to just rush her and attack her, she will use God's Wrath. This is assuming you haven't killed Garl Vinland. If you kill Garl Vinland, it's all fine. So that's it. Pretty easy, actually. The easiest way, of course, is the bow and arrow method. Just sit at the top and fire arrows into her defenseless face, and that'll be it for her. So I don't know what I'm doing now, just admiring the area, I suppose. I do some rather daft things in this game. So whenever you're ready, you just grab Excalibur and fuck off back to the Nexus. Alright, so I've grabbed Excalibur, and now it's your turn to the Nexus. Well done. The next couple of videos will be on the Pure White World Tendency events. Then the subsequent videos will be on pure Black World tendency events, and then I'll move on to old King Doran and False King and King Alland. But until then, that's old King Doran. I've been Lord Fussington, and thank you very much for watching. Kindly rate, comment, and subscribe. I do greatly appreciate it. Also, have a very pleasant day. Or evening.